A Spring ISD principal apologizing for comments she made about one of her special needs students.
And the principal of Ponderosa Elementary School says she was joking, but parents that we talked to say they are stunned by her remarks.
We've heard from several parents, especially those with special needs children here, who say they are alarmed by what their principal said. Swearingen has reportedly apologized for comments she made about a special needs student, a young black boy with behavioral issues who is known to run away from school. Swearingen overheard saying, "We won't chase him. We will call the police and tell them he has a gun so they can come faster."
Swearingen was overheard saying those words during a small staff meeting.
Spring ISD said while the comment was made in jest, it was inappropriate and should never have been made.
This morning, those comments are pouring in on our KPRC Facebook page for both sides. Some parents are outraged, saying that the principal can no longer work with children. Other parents saying this is being blown out of proportion. PTA President Michael Burnett says, don't believe everything you see on social media.
I don't believe that it's fair for people to take to social media on something that is hearsay.
But many are still outraged. On our KPRC Facebook page, Shirley A. Bookwa telling us, my daughter is a runner. She has ADHD, anxiety, and behavioral issues. This isn't a joke to parents at all. This could have put that child in serious danger by calling the police and lying. Fire her. Jessica Telez saying, having a special needs child, this is not funny at all. She knew exactly what she was saying and should be fired. But Robert Reifenberg thinks too much is being made of this. He says, OMG, get over it, people. She was kidding.
I believe every word of it, and it's not out of her character because she called the police 2 times on my son.
Precious Smith pulled her autistic son from Ponderosa last year, saying the school and Principal Swearingen mishandled outbursts that were due to his disability.
I don't feel she's capable of leading the school. I don't feel that no one in the special education department is capable of running that department.
So many of these parents looking for accountability on the part of Principal Swearingen. I asked the district what, if any, disciplinary action she faces as a result of this. A spokesperson told me they will not comment on personnel matters.
A principal in Spring ISD has apologized for a tasteless joke she made about a special needs student, and the superintendent says that principal has now been disciplined. The superintendent, Dr. Rodney Watson, says, as an African-American male and father, I understand the concern. This year, I'm calling for in-person cultural sensitivity training for all staff.
In 1998, Gloria Williams posed as a nurse and took the baby from a hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, 8 hours after her birth. The baby was named Kamaya by her birth mother, but Williams renamed her Alexis and raised her as her own in South Carolina.
A devastating secret turning 18-year-old Alexis's world upside down. She was the only mother Alexis Manigo had ever known. Williams, said to be posing as a nurse, allegedly entered Shanara Mobley's hospital room and left with the baby in her arms, never to be seen again. Authorities launched an all-out search for the infant last seen in baby diapers wrapped in a pink and blue blanket. The kidnapping attracted national attention, even featured on an episode of America's Most Wanted.
I just want to know where my baby is at. I just want my baby back.
The case went cold for years, but her family never lost hope.
I feel so strongly that mine is alive out there. Mine is alive and somebody raising like they own.
A grandmother's hunch confirmed when 2 separate tips led investigators from Jacksonville, Florida to Walterboro, South Carolina.
Investigators obtained a DNA sample from her earlier this week, and last night we received confirmation that the young woman that we contacted in South Carolina is in fact Kamaya Mobley.
But court documents state that Alexis confided in a friend that Williams had told her about the kidnapping a year and a half ago. People magazine reports that when Alexis asked for her birth certificate that she needed to get a job, Williams broke down, finally telling her the truth. It is unclear why she kept the revelation a secret. After so many years of hoping and waiting, her biological parents made the trip to South Carolina, meeting Alexis for the first time on Sunday.
First meeting was beautiful. It was wonderful. We couldn't wait no better.
For Alexis, she says all of it can seem overwhelming.
The interim order of the court is no bond be set on count number 1, the kidnapping charge.
51-year-old Gloria Williams in court this morning facing charges for allegedly kidnapping Alexis.
Played in court was this extraordinary moment, video of a reunion between Kamaya and the woman she had always thought was her biological mother. It shows them embracing inside a sheriff's office after Williams' arrest last year.
Heartache for the man who thought he was her father.
I named her. It's a name I had for years.
Charles Manigo says his then-girlfriend Gloria Williams told him she gave birth to their daughter while he was away. Manigo and Williams raised her from the time she was a newborn.
And it's just the love of my life.
Tattooing her name on his arm, celebrating milestones like prom.
One of the hardest things she said since this was going on was Friday. She like, Dad, I love you, even though she knows what's going on.
She is a victim of her mother's crime. And we need to really allow her to love whoever she wants to love and to not make her feel guilty for having loyalty issues.
Alexis was a doll baby. She was a joy. I never meant to hurt you. I'm sorry, and I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
I've known her for 18, this will be the 19th year. You can't just, that's a big part of my life. That's a big part of my heart. She was always my support system with anything I wanted to do. She was always there.
Do you think about that ever? What your life would have been like?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they weren't going to be good parents. I'm not saying that at all, but it would have been a different life. She made one mistake, but I was loved.
But that one mistake, a very costly one. Baby abductions from hospitals are extremely rare. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children reporting only 133 cases from 1983 to 2016, and the vast majority of them are found. As they become young adults and need documents to apply for college and jobs like Alexis did. Alexis's attorney, Justin Bamberg, says she will now have to focus on the basics in rebuilding her life.
Driver's license, social security number, birth certificate, the basic documents that someone needs to be an adult in America in 2017.
Alexis unwavering in her dedication for the woman who kidnapped and raised her.
I will never have malice for her. No hate towards her. I will always love her.
Even though she did what she did?
I will always love her.
And there's the risk that you'll never have that same interaction with her again.
I have memories that will never die. The love that I have for my mother will never change, regardless. And that's just it.
This is the takedown inside Town Center Mall Tuesday. Police say this is just moments after the man put a knife to a girl's throat in a bathroom. Channel 2's Matt Johnson is live in Kennesaw. Matt, you've learned that this is not his first arrest.
This is at least his third arrest, the first in Cobb County. The video shows a bystander jump up at the exact right moment and take down a man accused of doing the unthinkable. Watch as this cell phone video shows the moment a bystander tackles an accused child predator trying to run away. The witness who recorded the video says the victim's father is one of the people who surround the man before Cobb County police arrest him. 26-year-old Danzel Mitchell is accused of holding a knife to an 11-year-old girl's throat inside of the food court bathroom at Town Center Mall. The girl screamed to get away Tuesday evening, then pointed Mitchell out to her father. Mitchell tries to run from security and mall shoppers before one man gets up to stop him.
My heart just sank to my feet.
Mitchell's next-door neighbor in Alpharetta says she's known him for 6 years. She describes him as gentle and says he lived with his mom and worked at a local grocery store.
I could have never, ever imagined this young man would have done anything like this.
I looked up jail records in Fulton County and found that 2 different agencies have arrested him over the past 9 years. Mitchell spent time in jail in 2009 for allegedly breaking into cars in Roswell, and again in 2011 when Alpharetta police accused him of shoplifting. After a bystander made the tackle Tuesday, police began looking for a possible female accomplice. The sight of Mitchell in handcuffs is tough for his neighbor, but she says she prays for the 11-year-old victim.
That she'll be okay and that this doesn't, traumatize her for a lifetime.
Police say they're still looking for a female person of interest, last seen wearing a pink shirt at the mall and possibly communicating with Mitchell during his arrest. In the meantime, Mitchell's being held at the Cobb County Jail without bond.
Tom came out and encountered the young men, and it proceeded to a fight.
This is the aftermath. He suffered a broken jaw, broken eye socket, and concussion.
It was sort of a conflict over who's allowed to park in this spot.
This neighbor was a witness to the attack. She didn't want to show her face on camera, but describes the horrendous scene.
Literally kicking him and punching him in the face and in the head.
She says 6 men were involved, and when neighbors started to come outside, they took off. When they rushed over to Tom, she says he was incoherent.
It was attempted murder. If we wouldn't have come out here, I don't know if he would be alive. To look at his face, if you saw his face right now and saw what they were doing to him, he's really lucky to be alive.
I reached out to LAPD and they tell me robbery detectives are investigating. And just this afternoon, 2 men were taken into custody. They are 20-year-old Justin Lee and 20-year-old DeGreat Bryant, both booked on assault with a deadly weapon. A sense of relief for neighbors, not only for their own safety, but to show their watchdog they too have his back.